Angler, Average Angler Life, yours truly, Glenn. And again, it's the rebranded We Were City of Allen Fishing COAF field team. Now it's just me, Average Angler Life. And what I want to do is just give you an update on the Blue River trout fishing. Yours truly just got back today from doing, excuse me, a little weekend foray to the Blue River in Oklahoma. They stocked it twice already. Haven't heard if they stocked the catch and release section, but some folks are saying that do stay tuned for that one because there's going to be some trout to be had, some nice bruisers, as you might call. Okay, so I've got a follow-up video that I'll probably be posting later on this week. Just ran the action camera and just kind of captured some key things. I did limit out both days. Fished there Saturday morning, had a little rain, but nothing to stop anything. And then did a little camping, really like that. And then went fished this morning and limited out. All right. It's 3 trout and some new rules. In fact, I still have to do that. I need to check out of the Blue River. If you're a non-resident, you have to check in as well as check out online. You can go on their app or you can go on their website and you should be good to go. All right. Along with your non-resident license, because yours truly is here in Texas and the Blue River is in Oklahoma. Okay. So just to give you an idea of some of the stuff that led up to fishing. So I was thinking that they were going to be stocking later this week, but it turns out they stocked this past week. Okay. And so having to jump on that, I ended up tying a bunch of flies, a mix of the olive near deer, white, as well as pink, and then some squirming worms, and then some mop flies. And to give you an idea of what was the go-to ones, you can usually tell when you look at my fly box if you see some things missing. So let's see, Harry Richardson. Howdy, how's it going? Just talking recap of some of the Blue River stuff, as well as gonna show you a demo of the fly that actually I caught them all on this past weekend. Okay, so right here is the olive near deer. This is the white near deer. This is the pink near deer, and a whole bunch of other flies. I ended up losing 1, 2, 3 of the olive near deer. So guess what? I was catching them on near deer, olive ones, of course. These kind of mimic or close variant of the woolly bugger. What are we talking about? We're talking some Blue River fishing update over there in Oklahoma and a recap of some of the stuff that I was able to, what were for me trout fishing wise. Okay. The other thing was I tried the mega worms, I tried mop flies, and if you see right here, there originally was 8 mop flies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so 8. Actually, no, there were 10. I ended up losing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, this one got damaged, so ended up losing 4. And to give you an idea, that really got beaten up. Okay, and that was the go-to fly this past weekend. So I'll probably tie some more. In fact, I'm going to go and do a demo right here and show you what it takes to tie one of these, at least the variant that I tied. There's other ways you can tie it. I like this method because it's easy, it's simple. You do use a dubbing loop. If you've never used a dubbing loop, it's very, very simple. And I think it gives that little polar flash, crystal flash thing that you put on, no, polar fur, a little, kind of upped your game. All right. When it comes to the fly itself. Looks like grandfather loves fishing. What should I get for his birthday? I don't know. What kind of fishing does he like? And well, I'm a grandfather. You give me anything fishing wise, I'll be happy. All right. So yeah, I'm sure he's wide open. Give it a shot. If there's a particular fish or species. Let's see, river fishing. What kind of river fishing? Gear-wise, species-wise. What kind of fish? What kind of technique does he like the best? And probably kind of lean toward that. And worst case scenario, just get him a gift card to Cabela's, Orvis, or Bass Pro. Any one of those will probably hook him up too. All right. Okay, so Blue River, had a fun time. I ended up limiting out the first day, and I wasn't sure if you could keep them. So, or possession limit wise, I couldn't understand the rules, so I went ahead and ate them. I was pretty much kitchen and cooking this past weekend. Went with minimal gear, camping gear, as well as minimal food. So I brought some cans of soup and some coffee, and then some fruit. All right, likes bass. Oh yeah, easily get them maybe a lure. Yeah, maybe a lure. I've been really having some fun with the hula poppers. That's been really good, especially come summertime when they're hitting on the at night. All right. Anyhow, so Blue River in Oklahoma, some new rules that you have to keep in your back pocket. A non-resident license went up. It's like $80 this year, 81. You do have to check in online. You can fortunately do it before you check in. I did it days before, is what the site says, but you can do it on the app as well, just in case you have coverage. When I was there, coverage was spotty. I was kind of jumping between 4G LTE, some 5G, and even some of that satellite stuff from the Musk man. Okay, but let's see. I would say Area 1 got some really good camping spots. I ended up making it to camping spot number 3. I saw 1 was taken. I couldn't find 2. 3 wasn't taken, so I grabbed it because bottom line, I would get up in the morning. I could just walk downhill, go up about 20 yards or so, and I was already in the spot that I needed to, or that I normally would be fishing. So, hey, that worked out really good. Of the fish, I've got to cook them tonight. I've got them prepped. I'm going to broil them tonight. Let me show you what I got here. Okay. I already got them cleaned up, prepped, and one of them's a pretty nice size one. Let's see if I can show you right there. Look at these guys. Okay. This one's a pretty nice size one here. All right. I did a little salt and pepper, garlic salt, and little soy sauce, olive oil, and these should turn out really nice. All right. And everything I caught that I kept was on a mop fly. And then I did try out the center pin reel. I've been itching to do some river fishing with a center pin, and yeah, really had some fun there. Let me see, there's the center pin. I still have the one out in the pickup where I keep it. I have it on a switch rod, so I can kind of flip-flop back and forth. This is the center pin reel that I picked up about, I can't remember now, 3-4 years ago. I always like buying things in pairs, so here it is right here. And what's cool about this, watch this. Look at that thing just spin, still spinning. It's basically zero drag free or fishing. All right, pretty cool. Anyhow, I did get a bunch of backlashes though. I gotta definitely practice with my pinky, just like you do a bait caster. Okay, you have to practice so you don't get those backlashes. All right, so with that, let me go back to the Blue River and take you to the fly that I limited out on. So I'm going to drop this down here so you can see. Let's see. I think you can see that. No, let me move the microphone. Get that out of the way. All right. And yeah, there's all kinds of ways you can tie a mop fly. But what I find works best seems to be this method here. Okay, very simple. Okay, white Dacron thread. These comes from Libman, but it's a mop, dust mop deal. Okay, you put it on in your dust mop, and let's see. You're trying to get these little microfiber nodules right there. Okay. And like I was saying, this is what I was catching them on. Initially was setting it about 3 feet. Got cold the next day, dropped it about 4 foot on the indicator, or under an indicator. And then I switched this morning a little bit deeper, about 4 foot. And then by the afternoon, things warmed up. I only had it about 2 foot under the indicator, and I was doing pretty good. That big one that I caught over there, bigger one, was not too far from the surface. The other thing is I did take advantage of that TFO 6 weight, where I can cast in clobbered conditions, meaning my back cast. I was able to take advantage of doing some switch casting, as well as roll casting, as well as over the shoulder, off shoulder casting, as well as this one that I call the water anchor. It's where I take the OPST, that commando head, and I'll launch the on a back cast and lay it on the water, and that's going to give it enough tension to cause me to load the rod, and I can just kind of flip it off to my right, and it'll just shoot out there, and I'm able to work parallel to the bank, even though there's a big junk and everything all around. You'll see it in the long form video. Okay, let's see. Again, when you are using this particular fly under a strike indicator, you want to use the smallest strike indicator that will still keep your fly at the level or depth that you want it. Okay, so let's see if I can, move this back a little and maybe zoom in a little so you can see. All right, I think I can take it back just a little bit, right there. Okay, all right, so I've got these jig fly hooks, 1/80th ounce. There's a gold as well as a silver. I couldn't tell if there was any difference between the gold versus the silver in them hitting it, but let's try some silver ones. Right? Okay. So simple jig fly hook on a size 10 hook. Okay. Size 10. And I'll put it on the vise. This is a Peak fly tying vise. Okay. Picked it up years ago, and it was the last one I've ever bought. I've got, you can't see it, but there are about two more over here, but I since retired them or repurposed them to do jigs or tube flies. Yeah. Okay, so let's go and grab the nodule, and the only other piece that I'll need is this Polar flash. Let's see right here, Ice Dub UV Pearl from Hairline, right there. Okay, that's it. So it's a very simple tie. So let me go grab it. So it's a little frayed. My hands are kind of rough from fishing in that cold water. Usually happens during the winter. Okay, so let's go ahead and lay a base. Okay, take it fore and aft. Okay, and then I'm gonna stop in the middle, right where that hook point is meeting the vise jaw, basically splitting the jig fly hook in half. Okay, now I'm gonna grab. I'm gonna grab one of these guys and just kind of cut it right here at the base. Okay, just like that. Okay. The next thing is I'll do a couple of loose wraps right here, like so, and then I'll tighten down and make sure that it's hooked on there or holding, and it is. See, so if you pull and it slips off, you need to tie some more. Or you only got it right at the tip and it's coming loose on you. All right. But if you do so and it doesn't, you're in the right spot. Okay, I moved it. Let me put it about midway again. All right. So now I'm just gonna secure it in place. Okay. Look at that. Actually, I'm gonna go some more. I can see it's kind of trying to unravel on me. Okay. Okay. All right. There we go. All right, look at that. I'm halfway done. All right, and this is what I caught. All the trout that I caught on the Blue River this past weekend. This is what I caught them on. I did catch them on the olive near deer, but I didn't keep any of those. I was just kind of playing around. And what's funny is some of the they initially wanted no movement, no retrieve, and then later on a little twitch of the strike indicator, kind of moving it. So there was one point this morning where I was using a near deer, and what they wanted was these short pulls. I took the strike indicator off, and I would just watch the line, and if I could see that line kind of hesitate or get pulled forward, I knew to set the hook. All right, now let's go and do the dubbing loop right here. Very simple. You just kind of grab it like so, and then you kind of flip it around and get it over. So now you've got both sections on there, okay? And I usually just hang it down like so, and I'll guide it to the spot I want. So a little bit forward, a little bit behind, and take it all the way to the hook eye. And so now I've got the thread all the way to the hook eye, got the dubbing loop ready. And at this point, I'm gonna grab some of that ice dub, okay? Just a little bit will do you, like that, okay? And I'll put in the dubbing loop and just kind of split it and just kind of move it up there, okay? And I think I want a little bit more because I noticed a lot of those extra fibers everywhere. I think the trout were liking it this past weekend. So let's just give it a little bit more, okay? Now I've tried, and I still do it at times. I'll put on some dubbing using dubbing wax. You know, put it on your fingers and kind of twirl it in place. But I find that this method seems to work best for me, all right? Just seems to be more consistent. So I got it on there, split it. I'm gonna spin it now. Okay, make a nice looking little dubbing deal. Okay, it's like making your own chenille, basically. Okay, once I have it where I want it, I'll let it slip right there. So now it's not spreading; it's holding it tight. And at this point, you just kind of guide it on there. I'm gonna take advantage of the rotary movement on this thing. All right, and I'm just going to start building it up, and then start moving forward, just like so. Okay. All right. So at that point, I'll secure the dubbing loop, two behind, two in front, two behind, and then we'll cut the dubbing deal. And at this point, we are almost done. We just need to add the whip finish knot, okay? And that is it. That is what I limited out on using this simple but effective pattern, okay? And you just use this little mop dealie. That's why they call it a mop fly, all right? Okay. It'll ride like so in the water, and it'll kind of wiggle side to side, you know, and just watch for that strike. Okay, so let me put that back in the arsenal. Okay, for those that just joined, I'll do another one real quick. Okay, now there was one thing that like they beat it up and it tore it up. See how it's kind of all messed up right there. Okay, that one was ineffective. But sometimes they'll hit it and it'll start slipping a little and it'll get a little bit longer like so. fish did that. That wasn't me. They were still hitting this. Okay. So when that happens, I usually just kind of save that one for those times when they get a little finicky. This, I'm gonna have to retire it. That one goes into the circular file. There we go. All right. So that's how quick and easy it is. And it seems to work really well for yours truly on the Blue River. Definitely mix up the pattern and all that. I do say, do make sure that if you can get a OPST Skagit head or something, that'd be perfect. See Martha. Hi, Martha. How's it going? Howdy, howdy. So while we're at it, because it's so simple, we'll go ahead and tie another one. Okay. And this one I'm going to tie with the gold jig fly hook. Okay. All right. I get these on Amazon. If you guys have any questions, certainly call them out. We're talking the Blue River in Oklahoma. Okay. They stock it with trout. It's been stocked twice now this season. Oh, wait a minute. This is the smaller one. Let me switch it out. This is the smaller size jig fly. I can tell. You want the bigger size one because you want it to sink fairly readily. Okay, there we go. These are a little bit bigger. Okay. Let's go ahead and get this on there. Now, I don't know why. I mean, you get the same amount, but when I ordered it, the gold ones came in this one single box, and the silver ones came in this compartmented one, but I still got the same amount. This is cool though. I can use this as like a little mini fly box or lure box or something. Okay, so let's get this one on there. Okay, so we'll just tie another one just to let you know, and then do stay tuned. Once I get the long form video edited, I'll do a restream and we can watch it together, and I'll be on there so that we can, or if you have any questions, you can call them out and I'll be listening. And then I'll probably come up with an edited version of it where it's got some of the highlights out of the trip. Okay. All right. So I tie it on there, lay a thread base. I'm gonna stop midpoint. Okay, basically where the point of the hook is. Let's make sure I did this right. Okay, point of the hook is even with the jaws, so I'm going to make sure that I'm even by just watching where my line is. As long as even with the vice jaw, I know I'm even with that hook point. Okay, now we're going to grab a nodule, just cut one off, and then we'll tie that one on. Okay, start with a couple of loose wraps, 1, 2, lock it down and pull back here just to make sure it did take. If it didn't, you need to keep tying some more. Sometimes it'll unravel on you. Don't want that to happen. Okay, so that one's in place. Now we'll just kind of build it up. Okay, and we'll stop back where that hook point is. Okay, and we'll use the dubbing loop. Okay, dubbing loop, 1, flip it around and let it hang. Go once in front, twice, or once in front, once in back, and then take it all the way to the beginning, right here, right behind the head. Okay. And then now I have a dubbing loop. Okay. And then that is where I will put on some of that crystal flash, little crystal flash. And that'll definitely help with giving it a little, I don't know what it's called, like a collar or something, that whatever it's mimicking. All right. I find that this is much easier as well as more accurate to apply when I use this technique versus doing the wax on your fingers and technique. All right. There's different ways of doing it. I'm using this Y version of a dubbing loop tool, but there's other ones that I think they use a hook and they spin. I find that this works fine. Okay. All right. So I've got it spun on there. Okay. right there. And then right there, it's now off the Y and holding. Okay. And then I'll take advantage of this rotary tool and start building the collar. Okay. Just working from front to back and hold right there. Okay. I'm gonna leave it just like that. All this whatever flashy material just kind of loosen everything. Okay. Not even gonna trim it. And even at times, if it gets a little flat, you can take some Velcro and kind of rough it up, because you definitely want that roughness. See how it's kind of floating back there. Okay. And this was the go-to fly, and what I limited out on both days this past weekend on the blue. Okay. All right. And to finish it off, right here, a little whip finish. Okay. I use a whip finish tool. 4 wrap, 1, 2, 3, 4. Do a second one, and we'll be done. You can do some head cement, some UV glue, whatever your choice is, but I find that two 4 wrap whip finishes secures it in place. Okay, it's going to ride like this in the water. Okay, and it kind of wiggles. Very interesting. Does the fly fish or use? Does he fly fish or use bass? Oh, this is the question about what to get your grandpa. Yeah, that's a good question. You know, what does he fish with? What he would like, or maybe that'll give you an idea. Again, all right. So that's 2 now. Back in the arsenal. I started out with 10. I lost 4 this past weekend. Okay. All right, and it's that simple. All right. So yeah, stay tuned. I'll get the follow-up video. We'll do a restream there, and I can even talk through some of the happenings and techniques that I used. Here's another one that they'll beat it up, but as long as it stays intact, it's still good. And when they end up kind of beat up like that and they get elongated, they still hit that. Okay. It's when they get really tore up, they don't do that. All right. So fish it, give it a try. I highly recommend the mop fly. It seemed like the bite turned off soon as the sun came up and got really bright. That really threw the bite. And then other times they would just start picking up again. As long as I cast to where they were and did my job, they were striking it. And yeah, they were definitely striking mop fly. Yeah. All right. You guys want to see another one? I mean, it's that easy. I can do another one. I got here at the wrong time. That's an awesome looking pattern. Would crush on the 11-point river. Oh yeah, mop flies are awesome. I'll tell you what. That's what I limited out on this past weekend here at the Blue River in Oklahoma. I'm in Texas. Just did that quick run across the border, and yeah, it was a fun time. I did some camping too, so yeah, unfortunately I gotta make it back to the day job and go do some work so I can go back to play. All right, so let's go ahead and tie another one. That's simple. Okay, right here, jig fly hook. Put the hook point even with the jaws. Okay, that'll tell you, as long as you know where those jaws are, you can see where your hook point is in relation to the shank. Okay, go ahead and build yourself a thread base. I think every fly requires a thread base. Okay, keep going a little bit more, and then I'm gonna stop right over there where that jig or that hook point is. Okay, I'm gonna grab one of these dust mop nodules, like so. Okay. And we'll hold it in place and start with a couple of loose wraps. Oops, couple of loose wraps to, let me spin it. Couple of loose wraps, wrong way. Spin it. Okay, couple of loose wraps, 1, 2, then lock it down, and then I'm gonna do a quick check to make sure it's holding. Yep, and then it's not falling apart, and then I'll lock it down the rest of the way. Okay. All right, and there it is. Okay, look at that. I guess technically you can stop there, but I don't know. For some reason, I do like having that polar flash. I've done the egg yarn as well, different colors, pink, orange, white. For some reason, I like this. And, well, maybe the fish like it too. At least the ones that I caught this weekend. All right. Next is the dubbing loop. Okay. It's kind of beat up now, but there we go. Grab it like so. Flip it around. Grab the other so you have a little triangle looking thing hanging down here in a moment. Let's go and lock it in place. 1, 2, over. 1, 2, take it to the front. All right, so I'm going to leave the thread right here at the jig head. Got the mop fly or the dubbing loop prepped right over here where the mop was tied in. And then now I'm going to grab just a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and throw it right into the dubbing loop. Okay. Okay. That Y keeps it separated while you spin it. Okay. And so I got it on there, but I want a little bit more. Oops, I lost my spin. Well, let's just spin it then. Okay. All right, it slipped on me, but I think I can get away with it. Okay. All right. All right, I got a lot more line here on here. Let me just work it back and forth to lay that base down. Okay, there we go. All right, so I'm gonna start back there, build it up, and I'm leaving all these long threads. I'll just brush it back, or filaments or whatever it's called. I'll leave it right there, and let's see, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, around, and then I'll cut. And I won't trim it. In fact, if it gets beat down a little bit, I'll actually take some Velcro and kind of rub it across there to give it that little bushiness again. All right, and then 2 4-wrap whip finishes, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'll forego any head cement. 1, 2, 3, 4, and go. Okay, and that is it. Okay, all right, now I'm ready. Yeah, I ended up falling short, not falling short, but luckily I was able to fall back and get these guys here. So you can see some of these other ones that I have. This is one with that egg yarn. Okay, this is another different kind of flash material. These are these mega worms that I make at work at times, but for some reason I seem to do better with the mop fly versus the mega worm. I think it's because the mega worm has that long tail versus the jig fly hook, and when they hit it, yeah, they'll be popping at the tail, and next thing you know, you missed your hook set. All right, wow, super simple, very buggy looking. Oh yeah, very super simple. All right, oh, my dog's making a lot of noise out there. Bummer. Okay, I think that is all for now. Do stay tuned. Do check back. I have a lot of video to put together, and we'll plan on doing a restream of this past weekend's activities. It's going to be 2 days worth of fishing. The first day I started out with using a center pin reel, and then I'll shift over and I'll go back to my TFO 6-weight with that OPSD commando head. I love that commando head. It's a shooting head that allows me to not worry much about my back cast because I can take advantage of, be it some roll casting, switch casting, as well as over the shoulder, offhand casting, because there's a lot of trees behind me, but the fish are right out there and I need to get to them. All right. All right. Let's see. All right, thanks for add this to. Oh yeah, excellent. Hey, let me know how it goes. Maybe you can maybe post some pictures or throw some comments this way. And yeah, Clint Simpson. Yeah, yeah. Be pretty excited to see what else will hit a mock fly. Okay, all for now. Next time we'll catch y'all later, and good luck with fishing.